Hi, welcome to Storytime with Gigi. Today we're going to be reading another story from our Disney Pixar Monsters Inc. storybook collection. Our story today is called A Monster of a Meal. Scare the Cook. Just a pinch of oregano, Sully muttered to himself. He sprinkled some seasoning into the bubbly mixture he was cooking. Then he slurped a spoonful. Not bad, but something was still missing. Sully grabbed a can labeled Fish Guts Extra Stinky from the shelf. He added exactly 1 teaspoon. Then he tasted the stew again. It was perfect. Yuck. Sully poured the mixture into a pie dish, laid a crust over the top, and put the whole thing in the oven. Grandma Sully's secret recipe for vegetable rot pie was sure to take the prize at the annual Monstropolis cook-off the next weekend. But Sully was making a practice pie first, just in case. Every year the winning recipe in the cook-off was printed in Stomach Churner magazine. Sully was determined to win this using one of his grandmonster's recipes. He knew she would be very proud if he won. Fish guts extra stinky. Okay, let's see. All right. But when the pie was done baking, Sully was sure it would win. Wasn't sure that it would win. The fish guts weren't stinky enough. The vegetables weren't slimy enough. His rot pie just wasn't as good as Grandma Sully's. Maybe I should make something else, Sully said. He looked through his grandmonster's recipes. I know, I'll make chili chili. That will definitely wow the judges, he exclaimed. Chili chili was ice cream made from 3-bean chili with extra onions. Grandma Sully's secret ingredients were cherries and sauerkraut on top. Ugh. Sully hurried off to the grocery store to buy the ingredients. When he got there, he saw his best friend Mike Wazowski out front. Mike! Fancy running into you here, Sully said. What are you shopping for? Oh, I'm just getting ready to bake a little something called cabbage cake, Mike said. He juggled 3 stinky cabbages in the air. No monster can resist it. I know it'll win the first prize in the cook-off. Well, may the best cook win, Sully said. But as he walked away, he was feeling a little nervous. Mike's cabbage cake was famous. Maybe chili wasn't good enough. I could make smelly sock souffle instead, Sully thought. He began gathering ingredients when, hey, Sully! This time it was Celia, Mike's girlfriend. Her shopping cart was almost full. Are you shopping for the cook-off, she asked. I am too. What are you making? Well, Sully started. I'm making sewer sludge s'mores, Celia exclaimed. She was so excited she didn't even wait to hear what Sully was making. And I just know I'm going to win. Okay, Sully said as Celia hurried away, her snakes hissing happily. Good luck, I guess. Sewer sludge s'mores? Gross. Wow, Sully thought. Mike's and Celia's dishes sounded delicious. Maybe smelly sock souffle wasn't going to be good enough either. He thought hard. What would Grandma Sully do? I've got to think big, Sully said. I have to make something really special, whether it's an appetizer, an entree, or a dessert. Or maybe, yes, that's it. Sully began throwing ingredients into his basket. Curdled milk, broccoli, pickled herring. Then he raced home excitedly. 1 week later, the Monstropolis town square was packed with monsters for the cook-off. Tables lined the sidewalks, covered with different types of food. Some monsters had made main courses like sauerkraut chowder. Others had made desserts like Mike's cabbage cake. Even George Sanderson from Monsters, Inc. was there. He had made slime burgers. "What did you make, Sully?" Mike asked. He tried to peek under Sully's dish lids. "Whatever it is, it smells fishy." Sully batted Mike's hand away. "No peeking. You'll see soon enough." "Look," Celia interrupted. "The judges are coming." A hush fell over the crowd as the judges approached. Each was a famous cooking expert. One was a sushi chef, another a famous baker, and the third was the host of a popular barbecue television show. "Welcome to the Monstropolis Cook-Off," announced the sushi judge. "As you know, the winner will have their recipe printed in the next issue of Stomach Churner magazine, and this year the top 3 cooks will also appear on the cover." The crowd whispered excitedly as the judges began going from table to table. Celia's snakes dipped the toasted marshmallows in the sludge. Celia handed each judge a perfectly sandwiched s'more. Next, the judges arrived at Mike's table. His cake looked amazing. It was covered with green slime frosting, and Sully could smell the stinky cabbage all the way from his table. The judges each ate a slice. "Delicious," one of them said. "Just the right amount of slime," said another. Sully's stomach did a flip. He was up next. Would his entry measure up to Mike's cake and Celia's s'mores? The judges arrived at Sully's table. He was pretty nervous, but he believed in his grandmother's recipes. With a deep breath, his grand monster's recipes. With a deep breath, he pulled the lids off his dishes. All 3 judges gasped. Instead of one recipe, Sully had made a full meal. He began serving the judges samples of his food. The first course was cream of old broccoli soup. "Very stinky," the sushi chef noted. Next was Grandma Sully's favorite recipe, slither and onions. It had taken Sully a while to find the right kind of slugs, but it was worth the effort. The judges smacked their lips. "Now those are some tasty slugs," exclaimed the barbecue chef. For dessert, Sully handed each judge a fishtail cupcake. "Revolting," the pastry chef said. "I'm very impressed." "Wow, Sully, you really went all out," Celia said. "Yeah, I knew you were cooking up a plan," Mike smiled and nudged his friend. A short while later, the judges announced the winners. "In third place, we have Mike Wazowski and his cabbage cake." Everyone cheered. "Great job, Googly Bear," Celia clapped. Mike winked at Sully. "See you up there, buddy," he whispered. Then he trotted up to the podium. "In second place," the judges said, "is George Sanderson and his slime burgers." George looked stunned. "They picked me?" he cried. "Eee!" And in first place, the judges announced the winner is James P. Sullivan. Sully's jaw dropped. He had won. "Way to go," Mike called as Sully joined them. "Yeah, your entry was incredible," added George. "I couldn't have done it without my Grand Monsters cookbook," Sully said, smiling. "Here's to Grandma Sully," Mike cheered. That night, Sully told his Grand Monster the good news. She was thrilled. "I knew you could do it, Sully Pie," she exclaimed. Sully was glad he had made his Grand Monster proud. A few days later, Mike ran into the apartment with the newest issue of Stomach Churner. Sully, Mike, and George were on the cover, although Mike's face was partly covered by his cabbage cake. Sully smiled. "I owe it all to my Grand Monster." And that's our story. I hope you liked it. Make sure that you like and subscribe and share with your friends. Bye until next time.